Working, is it working? Good morning, guys. Trying to figure out my audio. Oh, is it working now? Can you guys hear me now? Yay! I was worried for a second. I was like, what did I do? I broke it. I broke it. All right. Just in time for the market to open, huh? Now happiness. Now we're happy. Man, you guys. Getting a bullish open. So last night I took a couple shorts targeting point of control, and that was where we held yesterday's point of control. So now we're bouncing off this value area high, heading up towards previous day high. We're above yesterday's VWAP. We're above all-time high VWAP. We're above all kinds of everything. Heading on up. News today. I didn't get a chance to look earlier because I was trying to figure out the microphone, but I'm pretty sure we have something. We had jobless claims. So I guess news is over, but that could definitely affect things as the market opens. It was released an hour ago, so go down to the 1 minute. We're 7:30. So there's a 7:30 candle. It dropped a little bit, but didn't really affect things too much. Looking at overnight levels, pull up the Asia and London session, see if we have any liquidity grabs we can get from there. Market's open, you guys. So Asia low was right here at point of control. London low right around here. So we're above all those. Yeah, I don't really see any like overnight levels that I would want to watch for other than maybe point of control. If we stay above point of control, definitely looking for longs. Would be hoping for a pullback to enter long for sure. Gonna be patient. That's the name of the game this morning. Wait and see what the market brings us. All right, let's get zoomed in on this open. Start anchoring our New York anchored VWAP so we can watch for that. And then mark our 15-minute opening range. Where are you guys at in terms of trades? Anyone take any pre-market trades or trades last night? I caught some of this drop from last night. It fell below VWAP and I was targeting point of control. So on this first one, it didn't quite get there. So it hit my trailing stop loss. And then the next one, I re-entered when it bounced off of VWAP and entered, got out at point of control. So it hit my full target. But now it looks like we're headed up. Getting a little pullback here. Let's see if it reacts at VWAP, if it stays above that. There you go. Took some trades last night, so now I'm just focusing on capital preservation to stay green. That's important, honestly. Like, having some wins and then staying green and really just focusing on good trades. Like, be patient today. Only take a trade if it's a really good setup, because you don't want to give back what you've made. And then maybe set some sort of like trailing stop loss type of thing for yourself, just mentally. Like, for example, let's say you're up $500. If you take a loss, only trade down to like, so you're in $200 in profit or whatever. Like, set some sort of limit where you'll stop trading if you get to this point so that you can stay green no matter what. Because sometimes I've had an experience where it starts to spiral a little bit and you're like, oh dang, I'm gonna earn it back, and then that turns into a red day. You don't want to have that happen. All right, coming down to VWAP. Might get a bounce here, maybe grabbing some of this liquidity and bouncing, but that was a pretty big drop at the open, so don't want to be long in immediately. I do have an account to give away, you guys. I have a Top 1 Futures account I'm going to be doing a drawing for later. So that'll be fun. Man, it did not bounce at VWAP. Interesting open with how much we kind of just trended up since early this morning. There we go, starting to hover here. Let's see if it goes back up. Is it gonna hold? Is it gonna hold? There we go. I'm gonna take a quick little scalp, you guys. Going long. Just because we're at VWAP, got a little bounce. Risk to reward is decent. Not risking too much, and see if we can get back to the top of the range. Come on, keep bouncing. Or are we heading lower? VWAP might not hold. $41.5 is where I entered. Let's see if we get back up to the top of the range. Good morning, B Frosty. What's going on? Oh man, it's still hovering at VWAP. Are we gonna get a bounce? Oh, you're on the West Coast. Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I'm Central Standard Time. It's 8:38 for me. I'm a morning person though, so I've already been up, like worked out, had breakfast, done laundry. So I actually wouldn't mind having a 6:30 a.m. market open. Cause then, you trade for 2 or 3 hours, it's still 8:30, 9:30 in the morning and you're done. You have the rest of the day to go do whatever you want. Yeah, Chichamus, my top step is not working either. They're having some problems this morning. All of my accounts are like not letting me log in. I was on with support this morning, and they were like, "Yeah, we're aware of the issue. We'll message you when it's available." I was like, "All right, I guess I'm not trading my XFAs today. That sucks." It's hard when the kids wake up. Yeah. I have one boy who is definitely a morning person, which is fine because I'm awake anyway. But he is very high energy and like crazy. Like, as soon as he wakes up, he wants to have a dance party and like play games and stuff. So I'm like, hold on, I need some coffee. Give me a second here. So he's a lot in the morning when he wakes up at 5 o'clock. He's just ready to go. It's not all Project X, because I'm trading on Project X with Top 1 Futures right now, and it's fine. So I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's Project X on some accounts or if it's a top step issue. I know my top step accounts aren't working. Chichamis said his aren't working. But G-Man said his are fine. So I don't know what's going on. It's kind of annoying though. Like I said, I guess I'm not trading my XFAs today. Well, we were holding VWAP. I thought we were going to get a bounce, but it looks like we are not. Looks like it's going to come down and hit my stop loss. I was just trying to get back to the top of the range, but I don't know. Top 1 Project X is frozen for you, but it's working for me. Yeah. And then some of us are saying top step is not working. Some of them are saying theirs is okay. I don't know what's going on. Weird. Maybe it has to do with all the drama going on between Project X and Tradeovate right now. It's definitely interesting to watch if you guys like to follow, like, I don't know, all the video releases going on and Twitter posts, and people are just like taking jabs at each other. It's very, like, I feel like I'm in high school again. Drama. What in the world, you guys? This is the weirdest open. For the past 9 minutes, it stayed in this like 10-point range. It's getting ready to explode in some direction. Hopefully to the upside. It's still hovering right around VWAP. We have 2 minutes until the 15-minute opening range is set. Are we gonna get a bounce? So we don't have any more news, but we do have quite a lineup of Fed speakers. Sometimes that's annoying because that can just cause the market to kind of be not move, you know, because everyone's kind of waiting for whatever they want to talk about. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting first 15 minutes of the market open. And I just pulled up Bookmap. There's like nothing on the books. The heat map is just empty other than a couple of orders. What am I missing, you guys? What's going on? Is this really all just because Fed speakers are talking? This is weird. Bookmap looks like it does during the Asia session. Like there's no color right now. All right, so we're getting a little break to the downside. Probably should have been patient. I was just hoping for a bounce off that VWAP and a reverse to the other end of the range quickly. But I kind of still feel like this might be a fake out to the downside. We might get a little fake outside of the range and then pump back to the opposite end of the range because we're still sitting right around VWAP and sellers aren't bringing it lower. Let's see what we get though. Zooming out a little bit. Still could technically come back down to this point of control and maybe grab some of this liquidity from last night. Or like I said, it could just be a little fake out outside of the range and then pump back up to the other end of the range. Seriously, you guys, is this what the rest of the summer is going to be like? Is this that summer slowness that people are talking about? Where there's just no volatility? All the banks and market makers take their summer vacations right now? This is weird. Like, seriously, this is what it looks like when I trade the Asia session. All right, getting some movement down below the 15-minute opening range. We got that one little wick on that 1 minute candle, but this one's starting to look a little bit more heavy. I don't want to chase this short. I know there is a lot more that we could head lower. There's just also a lot of chop right here, so we could potentially grab this liquidity at the point of control and Asia low level and bounce from there. That's a possibility. If we're going to head lower, then we can always wait for a retest of this 15-minute opening range low before we get continuation lower. So could possibly be a missed trade. I could have just entered on this 15-minute opening range break, but don't want to chase it since I've already taken that one loss. Getting a decent buy up here at that level where there's all that chop from last night. Yeah, I took a couple trades last night and in the futures desk account, so I'm up about $800 in both of those accounts. Yep, traded Asia, got it was below VWAP over here, broke below, and I targeted point of control on this first trade. I got stopped out on my trailing stop loss, and then I re-entered on the bounce off of VWAP again and targeted point of control and got full take profit on that one. So yeah, traded a little bit last night. Oh, Top Step's having some issues. Discord's going crazy about their platform being frozen. Yeah. It's annoying. So I was talking last night or yesterday morning with you guys about how I do like my pre-market journaling, mostly just about like emotions, like where's my headspace? Do I feel calm? Do I feel patient? Do I feel rushed or like stressed or anxious or whatever, just to kind of like settle myself and get myself in a good headspace. And this morning it was the whole Top Step thing, like my account's not working and being frustrated that I can't trade my XFAs. And so that was what I was journaling about, is like, it's okay. Don't have that frustration like cause me to be impatient and trade poorly. So I just kind of had to regroup myself after that because it was kind of annoying. Well, we are heading lower now. It didn't come back up to the opening range low and give us a retest. So missed that short, but I know I keep zooming in and out. Let's see if it does end up grabbing this liquidity right here at point of control and getting a good bounce from there. If we get a decent buy up, like if it comes down to this Asia low and gets a strong buy up, we can possibly long it back up to the 15-minute opening range. Or not. Or it could just be dumping. Oh, man. Yeah, I was paying attention to the 15-minute orb, but this 1 minute candle that ended up being the one that broke out, it never retested. I mean, it kind of came up here, but I was hoping for it to come a little bit higher, so I missed it. It did grab that liquidity there, starting to get a decent buy up. There's a little bit of volume there. About a 20-point buy up on that liquidity grab. Not a super strong bounce right now. Gold is dropping too. That's interesting. A lot of times they're opposite. Not right now, I guess. Man, I feel like we could potentially take a little scalp long back up to VWAP. Are we gonna get buyers showing up? Are we gonna defend that point of control? What's it gonna be? Feel like it wants to. Alright, I'm gonna risk it again. See how this defending that point of control goes. Grabbing that Asia low liquidity. Let's see if we can get it to go back up to the New York anchored VWAP 15-minute opening range low area. If it doesn't defend here, then definitely need to flip and start looking for shorts. Not looking good. All right. Well, I guess we're going down today. Now it's below all the overnight levels and below VWAP. That was an interesting flip. It definitely looked bullish at the New York Open, and now things have changed. Sasmit's in a short until 9:38. That's a good target. I think that's a really good target, actually. Value area low, and this is the start of the week anchored VWAP at this gold line. That's interesting that you're short till there. Good job being in a short. But that's actually the next area that I was looking at for a bounce. So don't want to try to keep longing and catching a falling knife. I've already done that twice, so need to wait for some good verification that we're actually gonna bounce. But I do think that's a great target. I mean, we're almost there now. So good trade, Sasmit. Good job. Interesting open, that's for sure. All right, so definitely got some decent liquidity in this area with all these wicks and value area low from yesterday. That's the spot where we're bouncing. The blue VWAP, so the long-term one, that's the session VWAP. So it was at yesterday's open at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then the light blue is anchored at the New York open. Got a little bounce off that value area low. Let's see if we get some continuation back up or if this thing's gonna keep going down. Zooming out a little bit to the 5-minute. Yeah, I could see us coming down. Actually, let's look at the visible range volume profile for a little bit of a higher time frame. I mean, look at this big old volume node right there. I feel I could be wrong unless there's some news or something going on that I'm not aware of. But this is going to be a hard area for us just to completely plummet through. If we are going to continue lower, I think this could be a spot where we could get a little bit of a chop and grind lower, or a spot for a bounce. There's just a lot of volume that was traded here, so it's going to be hard to just cut through. But this could be proving me wrong because it's cutting through it pretty good right now. Very interesting. Should have jumped in on that 15-minute opening range break. Feeling the FOMO right now. All right, so we're coming down to these wicks right here at 22,912. But it's still looking heavy. If we're going to continue with shorts, this point of control Asia low level at about 22,979, that could be a possible spot for a reversal or a retrace and then continuation lower. Grab some of this liquidity here at that 916 level and it's getting a bounce. 841 for a drop down to there. Yeah. That is definitely possible. Like I was saying though, based on this the volume profile, there was just a lot of trading in this zone. That's a pretty high volume node. So it's definitely possible to come down to this previous day low because there's a really high volume node here at like 825. I just don't see this like dumping fast within the next, 10 minutes or whatever. Because there is quite a bit of chop that it's going to have to work through right there. So we might get a couple bounces before we continue lower. Just my thoughts. Which is good, because if we're going to continue lower, then maybe we'll get a little bit of a bounce and come back up to like 875-ish before continuing down. But this has definitely proven me wrong. It looks like we're just gonna go. Still kind of hovering here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's proven me wrong. It's just gonna go down. Screw that high volume area. It's just gonna dump. I definitely need to get better at trading the 15-minute opening range breaks. I feel like I'm almost a little bit scared sometimes to like jump in on it because a lot of times it happens so fast. So I'm like, is this going to be a fake out or is this the real move? And then when the real move happens, it's a big one like this and you just miss it. The same thing happened yesterday. What was it? Like somewhere right here. That was the 15-minute like opening range right there. Definitely leads to some FOMO at times. Like, dang, I saw it break out of the 15-minute opening range and there was like a tiny little 2-minute hesitation where you totally could have entered short. But I didn't do it. And now I'm watching it go without me because there was no retest. Well, while I wait for a level to hit and some sort of reaction, because I don't want to chase this, I'm going to start working on the giveaway form. If you guys haven't already, go hit that like button. I hope someone's riding on this short. Even if I did get in on that 15-minute opening range break, I probably would have targeted, like taken some off at point of control and then probably fully out at value area low. So I don't think I would have caught this continuation anyway. Just giving myself a little pep talk so I don't feel so bad about it. Getting a little bit of a bounce here. Finally. Yeah, not much of a bounce. Man. What stop sizes do y'all prefer? I try not to go over 20 points. I really just base it off of price action. I don't prefer to go over, I think like 30 points is my mental, like, ooh, that's a big risk if it's more than 30. But I just adjust my size accordingly. Like, for example, if I was to enter long here and then put my stop loss below that wick there, that's a 40-point stop, which is really big. But then it tells me here, like if I want to, I have it set to where it risks $200 per trade. So it'll tell me only take 2.5 contracts. Or if my stop loss is less, then I can take 4.2 contracts. So really, it doesn't matter to me what the stop loss is. I risk the same amount of dollars each time. Top Step will most likely delete all negative trades today. Cool. I couldn't even log in. So I didn't take any negative trades. I didn't take any trades at all. All right, getting a bounce here, holding up above that value area low and the start of the week anchored VWAP. This point of control line that I have marked off, I feel like that could be an interesting pullback area for a spot to enter short. Because it was a big support area early this morning. That's also right where the New York anchored VWAP is sitting right now. So if we get a pullback up to this area, that could be an interesting spot to take a short. I don't know though. It doesn't look like it's wanting to pull back that much right now. Your value area low is at 22,925. I have mine at 938. I do it based on the session volume profile from yesterday's New York session. That's how I mark it off. Sasmit with the bomb drop. All right, so we have about 15 minutes until that 60-minute initial balance is set. I think what I'm looking for is a retracement here and then continuation lower. There's just lots of confluence for that level. Like I said, it's a good previous support zone from last night, so it could definitely be a good spot for resistance. And then it's also sitting right at that New York anchor VWAP. So let's see if we get a pull back up to there. Kind of just hovering for a bit. There we go. What are you guys thinking, chat? We're going to get some continuation lower. We're just waiting for a good bounce retracement. Bouncing lower. Shez Miguez, I know you love your shorts. You're probably excited about finding an entry to hop in short. To the moon on ES. What's going on there? Why to the moon? ES is back above VWAP. That's interesting. What in the world? Also well above that New York anchored VWAP. It's back inside the 15-minute opening range. There's the 15-minute high. So different, man. And this is the 15-minute opening range low. Yeah, so ES did get that fake out to the downside and then pump back up. Kind of makes me wonder if NASDAQ is going to be doing that too. Makes me want to be cautious about shorting this thing. Kind of have mixed feelings about this now. I was originally thinking taking a short at this point of control. But with ES looking so different, I wonder if we're going to get some continuation up. For some reason, my anchored VWAP from yesterday's New York Open is off. Where did it go? I'm going to have to re-anchor it. All right, so there's yesterday's New York Open VWAP. It's pretty much right in line with all the other resistance. Well, I'm going to be patient, you guys. Originally, I was definitely thinking, like, if it comes up here, we're shorting. But I'm going to see how it reacts at this level. If buyers continue, then we could be going for a bounce. Whoa. That was a big candle. Well, it never even came up to my point of control anchored VWAP area anyway. I didn't have to wait for the level perfectly, but it was still like 15 points away. It wasn't even close. What's it looking like if we zoom out a little bit? It's a pretty big wick on that 15-minute. And we did have that big high volume area that I was talking about. It came down into there and it was defending that back above value area low, back above the start of the week VWAP. All right, I'm going to take a small position. I'm actually going long, you guys. I'll add to this if we break above VWAP if we break above that point of control resistance that I was talking about. And I'm going to put my stop loss here at that previous wick, 919. I know it's going against the grain. I'm really just doing it because, like I said, there's that big area of support there, holding above yesterday's value area low and that VWAP. And even if this is just a retracement, just a little bit of a bounce, and I'm not saying it's gonna like completely reverse and go back up to the range highs, but I think there's a chance that we'll head higher. $9.49 is where I entered. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous was that one big candle wick down. So was that just a little fake out to get some stop orders? Or are we headed lower? Well, it's not holding value area low anymore. Looking at ES, is that what you're saying? Well, yeah. Now it's starting to come back down to the range low. Getting heavy. I was hoping it would come back up to this point of control before coming back lower for shorts. I'm looking at Financial Juice, just kind of scrolling through to see if there's any red news. And one of the Fed speakers said that tariffs could take until next year to work through. My goodness. Yep, politics. Keeping things interesting, right? Well, I got the form set up for the giveaway that we'll do later. Let's get those likes up, you guys. We got 26 people watching. We have 14 likes. 27 people watching. Go hit that like button. My best I've ever gotten is 40 likes. I know that's a big ask because we don't have 40 people on the stream, but let's see if we can get 40. We'll do a giveaway at 40 if we can get that many likes. You might get that B? What do you mean, Chesmiguez? Oh, bounce. Yeah, my stop loss was in the wrong spot though. I probably should have put my stop all the way down here. I just didn't like that 49 point risk. Because it could reject at this point of control. So, got stopped out. But yeah, I do still feel like it's going to bounce. Yeah, it hit my stop loss. I had my stop right here at 918. Stopped me out. I'm going for it again. So to be totally transparent with you guys, I'm trading a challenge account. I'm not usually this aggressive. This will be my 4th trade. I do still feel strongly about this going up. So trying one more long. It's at a good support area. Starting to establish a little bit of a foundation. I want to see how it reacts at this point of control level. If we get continuation above that, then I'll probably add to this position. But we're at a good spot for a bounce. That's my thought. And I'm not saying this is going to be a complete reversal and we're going to go all the way back up to like the opening range high. But I do think we'll get some movement up. So 935.5 is where I entered. And value area high, maybe a good target. But like I said, I'm going to watch. If we start to reject at this point of control, I'm going to trail my stop loss to at least break even or a little bit of profit. Because I don't want to be stuck. If this is going to be continuing lower, I don't want to lose money on this. But I will add to it. If we get a strong buy up and it looks like we're going to start reversing and we hold above this point of control, that'd be a good spot to add to the winner. This 22,966 area will be interesting because that would be, if it breaks above there, that'd be a higher high. on the 1 minute, 2 minute chart. And that's also right where the New York anchored VWAP is. So that would be an interesting spot to see if we can break above. If we get a little push higher, I'll move my stop. Still just kind of chopping around there. There you go, Sasmit. Depending on how you're managing your risk, as long as your winners are bigger than your losers, you should be green for the day. A small loss plus a good size win and 2 break evens should be green. That's one thing that I love about trading is like my brain works in numbers and math all the time. Like I'm always thinking about math. So I love that part of trading where you can have like a pretty crappy win rate. Like you can have a 45% win rate and still be a profitable trader as long as you keep your red small and your green big. Or like 50%. Like it doesn't even have to be great. You can lose a lot and still make money. So I love looking at those different like statistics and probabilities and stuff. It's fun. It's interesting for me. Maybe I'm weird, but I like that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, Sasmit. I shouldn't say crappy because mine's not much better than that. Mine's in the 50s. But what I meant by that is like a 45% win rate is, I mean, that's less than a flip of a coin, you know? Like you don't have to be good. You don't have to be that great. I hope you're joking. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But hopefully you know what I mean. Your numbers don't have to be stellar. Like some of those people that claim that they have like a 75% win rate. It doesn't have to be amazing like that. In order to be profitable, you just have to manage your risk well. Yeah, 30 to 40% win rate for an Apex trader, absolutely. You just kind of have to balance like your win rate and your risk to reward. So if you're the type of person that takes a whole bunch of paper cuts and takes like tiny little $100 losses, but then once you hit the trade and you make like a 5R or a 6R or something on it, then you can be a profitable trader with a whole bunch of tiny losses. You just have to keep your losses small and your wins big. You're an engineer, you love math too. I'm not an engineer. I'm a gym owner. I'm a fitness person, fitness and nutrition. That's my like training and schooling that I did. So I don't know why, but I love math. and not like crazy math. Like I wouldn't say I love calculus and physics and like hard math problems. My brain just thinks in like numbers and probabilities and that kind of stuff. Risk to reward, and that's what I'm thinking about all the time. Add to winning trades? Heck yeah. That, I feel like that's a superpower. Like it could, because if I'm right on this, and let's say that was the bottom and this reverses all the way back up to the opening range high. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Like, don't get me wrong, but that's a 154 point trade. And once I'm proven right, like if this breaks above point of control, it like holds VWAP and it shows that we're going higher, I can add to it. I can make, a couple $1,000s off of this trade. So if you can learn how to like adjust your stop loss so that your risk is still the same, but increase your position size and hold your winners, it's a pretty powerful thing. I'm not saying that I'm great at it, but if you're right, it can be big. For me, I would definitely want to like get above this 22,984 level and show that it's really holding it. Like this support level right here, if it gets back above that and shows that it's holding, that would be a good spot to add. But I want to get confirmation that we're headed higher first. For now, I'm going to move to at least break even so that I don't lose on this trade. Because I'm not convinced yet. We still have quite a bit of resistance overhead. Fitness hat on. What's your thought on intermittent fasting? That's the controversial topic right there, isn't it? Everyone wants to know about intermittent fasting. I'll get back to that question because I'm okay with talking about it. Let's see. This is kind of the area where I'm interested to see if we regain. Because this originally, when I was thinking shorts, this area right here is where I was thinking that we would catch the bounce and take a short from. So I want to see how price reacts here. See if we're going to reclaim it and go higher. You can't eat until tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Let me know if I can eat. Are you over in the UK somewhere? Like, is it nighttime for you? So it's like a 12-hour fast, or what time is it for you right now? Or are you doing like a full like 24-hour fast? "48-hour fast." That's a long time. All right. Hold on, chat. I'm going to go get my cheeseburger and I'm going to eat it on stream right in front of Chichamus. I'm going to do it for you. Go get my cheeseburger and my Snickers bar and some chips. I'm cruel. Tell me this, are you doing the 48-hour fast for health reasons, because I do think it's good for different like detoxes and like helping with your stomach, your gut and stuff like that, like stomach bacteria and probiotics, prebiotics, all that. There are some benefits there if you do it right. But if it's just for weight loss, I'm not a big fan of 48-hour fasts. So what's your reasoning for it? I'm curious. What did you miss, G-Man? You missed me trying to long the bottom 3 times, and I missed. I'm trading a challenge account, so I'm definitely being more aggressive. So I'm not like tilting. I'm just playing around with it. But dang, I longed point of control because we had this spot over here where it was big support overnight and it was Asia low. And we had this one little like buy up candle that faked me out. So I longed there, got stopped out. And then I'm in a long now, which I feel decent about. And I'm at least at break even on my stop loss. But this right here was a good bounce off of a good support area. So tried to long, got stopped out there, longed again, and here we are. So what I'm looking at is possibly adding to this position because I'm only in 3 contracts long right now. But if we can regain this New York anchored VWAP and get back above point of control and show that we're like holding it as support and obvious continuation higher, I'll add to it just because I feel like that would be a confirmation that we're going to go a little bit higher. We'll see though. Point of control is also the spot that I was potentially looking for shorts because that was resistance. I was like, if this is continuing lower, that's where I would want to short. But I think we could be continuing. We could be continuing longer. Higher. Whatever. All right. There is our 60-minute low. Come on. Are we going to hit a pullback here? Or are we going to break above? Okay, so you're doing it for health reasons. You do it once a month. That's cool. You're thinking short. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's definitely the spot where you would want to short. So the main reason I was looking at longs, and I don't know if this is going to like continue higher, but the reason I took a long at that spot was just based on the visible range volume profile. Like this is a really big high volume area, and I didn't think that we were just going to like dump straight through it without some sort of bounce. So that's why I took a long. I just don't know if we're going to continue all the way back higher and that's going to be the bottom for now, or if that's just a little bounce for continuation lower. That's the part I don't know. That's why I have my stop loss at least in profit, so if I'm wrong, I don't lose more money. ES and NQ are out of sync. Absolutely. That was another reason, just added confluence to possibly taking along all those other things that I just listed. But then seeing the ES is like above all the VWAPs and above the opening range high, and I know they haven't really been mirroring each other recently, but they're usually at least somewhat in sync. So with ES going up, I was like, well, maybe we are going to go up on NQ. All right, still waiting for confirmation. We're starting to kind of hover around New York Anchor VWAP. Nothing convincing that we're breaking higher yet. I want to see some volume behind this, and definitely want to see it break above point of control, and maybe like a strong breakout and retest continuation higher. If something like that happens, then I'll add to this position. But I'm going to be patient on that, because the bad thing about adding to the position is it moves this entry point a lot higher. So I need to have a solid spot to be able to move my stop loss up. So I'm still risking $0. I'm just putting on more size. That's why I'm gonna wait. All right, so going back to that intermittent fasting question. I actually think it's not a bad idea. I don't recommend it. A lot of my nutrition clients that I worked with were menopausal women. So like in their 50s with that like high cortisol, like lots of fat holding in the midsection. It's not good for menopausal women, but for most other people, it's not a bad way of eating. Not because intermittent fasting is like magical and it helps your metabolism or any of the other claims. I think mostly it makes it so you eat less. Like it's a way to restrict calories. Because most people's feeding window is sometime between like noon and maybe like 6 p.m. or something like that. So if you cut off that late night snacking where people like sit on the couch and eat chips and ice cream at 9 o'clock at night, or like the beer that you would be drinking at night or whatever, then automatically you're cutting calories. So I think that's why it works more than anything, just because your feeding window is smaller and you eliminate a lot of those snacks that you would be eating. So just like any other diet, it could be keto or whatever. Any of those diets, you're just restricting something so calories are being cut. So hopefully that answers your question. Throwing hangry on top of menopause would be horrible. Absolutely. Like honestly, one of the biggest reasons that menopausal women have trouble losing weight is because of cortisol, in addition to like not working out and a lot of other stuff. But if your cortisol is already high because of lifestyle, and then you're making it higher by restricting calories and all that, you're just not going to help that person at all. If you're in a low carb diet, would you burn more fat while fasting? No, not necessarily. You're going to burn the same amount of fat while fasting, whether you're eating low carb, high carb, it doesn't matter. That's all based on your metabolism, like how much muscle mass you have. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn while you're fasting. What's up, Min? I have people asking me about like intermittent fasting and all kinds of nutrition questions. So yeah, Min, I'm in a long, and this point of control area, which is like support from overnight, That's the spot where, yeah, I could see where you would take profit there. I'm actually looking at adding to this position. I'm going to wait and see how we react at this level. But if we get a strong buy up and showing that we're going to get some continuation higher, and then maybe like a retest of this point of control and continuation, that might be a spot to enter a little bit more into my position for continuation higher. That's kind of what I'm watching for. We do have quite a bit of resistance overhead though. We have some of these VWAPs that we need to break through, and this 15-minute opening range low. And this is not my ultimate target, but just kind of seeing what we can get out of it. Good morning, D. Yeah, Beef Frosty, it can definitely help you sleep. Someone was saying that you should end your last meal by like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Yeah, if possible. It's definitely hard with people like working late and having kids' activities and stuff, and you're eating dinner at 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes that happens to me. But studies have shown that you do sleep better if you finish eating like 2 to 3 hours before bed. That way your body can focus on sleeping instead of digesting. All right, we're kind of hovering around that area. If we can maybe consolidate here and show that we're holding and get a good push up with some volume, that would potentially be where we could add. But I'm not convinced yet. I want to wait and see how we react here, because we could definitely sell off here since we're sitting below VWAP and we're at point of control, which is where that previous support was. Could be resistance, so we got to do some work to get up back above it and hold it. I'm going to move my stop up a little bit to that wick. Trading and fitness goes hand in hand. Yeah, some of it. The discipline side of things. Not trying to have a quick fix in the gym, and also not trying to become a millionaire overnight with trading. Just doing the boring work day after day. That definitely applies to both. All right, definitely getting some selling pressure here. That's why I wanted to wait and see how we react at that level before adding to a position. I'm glad I didn't, not yet at least. G-Man, did you get in that short from that point of control level that we were talking about? I know you were watching it. There you go. You should be pretty well in profit by now. All right. Now that we're getting that selling pressure, definitely don't feel like adding to it. If we get a little pop back up and maybe hit VWAP around 22,990-ish, that could be a good spot to exit. Or we could just drop from here. LSJN, good morning. What's going on? Do I ever use CISD, change in state of delivery, or change in chart or CHOCH to enter? Yeah, change of character, I think is what I've heard it called, CHOCH. I don't usually wait for those to enter, just because, like you said, they are slower, then you're kind of treating the breakout. Like in this example here, if you waited for it to get above this high at 968 and then you entered, your stop loss would have to be all the way down here at 907. That's like a 60-point stop loss. So no, I personally wouldn't do that unless I'm like really small in my position. I do watch for change of character though for a possible addition to my entry. So I'll try to enter lower like here, and then if I get confirmation that like, okay, we are breaking higher and we're breaking above VWAP or whatever, like get some confirmation that I'm in a good position, then I'll add. But I don't usually wait for a CHOCH to enter. Unless you're trading a reversal like this morning was all down, looking for shorts. And then if you get a change of character and now you're looking for longs, you could enter, but maybe enter on like a pullback after the CHOCH. So I think that's how I would trade it. Best benefit of fasting is that your appetite's smaller, your portions are smaller. Yeah. That's good. That could be a good side benefit. If you do it right, I think. There's some people who like use their 4-hour window or 6-hour window or whatever to just like eat everything in sight. So it depends on how you use it. We have quite a bit of orders up at 23,000, 23K on Bookmap, 110 orders. The interesting thing about that is sometimes those orders are resistance, like that could be the spot where we just reject and dump lower. But it also could be like orders that are pulling us higher for a continuation. So you can use that in a different way. Min's taking little scalps. We're still sitting at that level where I'm not sure. I could see this being a spot where we reject and go lower. But if we break above and hold above, we could definitely get continuation higher. So this 980-ish level, definitely what I'm watching. I think we'll at least come up to VWAP right below that 23K level. It'll just be interesting to see if we continue. How are we doing on likes, you guys? Are we going to get to 40? Do you guys want me to do an account giveaway? I don't know. Do you really want it? And I'm at 598 subscribers. Are there 2 people in the chat who have not subscribed to my channel yet? So I can get to 600? That would be cool. Come on. Who in the chat has not subscribed yet? Let's get to 600, y'all. David's already subscribed. Let me wake up my 2 kids. Get them to go log into their YouTube real quick and like it and subscribe. Get some 10-year-olds subscribing to my trading channel. Come on, 600, let's go. No, really, come on, price action. Let's do something. Are we going to reject at this level, or are we just like gearing up to break through and go up, back up to the 60-minute initial balance high? What do you think about that? Oh, I don't know about that. One more. What are we at? $5.99. ES is looking beautiful. I haven't looked at ES. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Totally different price action between the two. Breaking out above the 15-minute opening range high, and NQ is still below the 15-minute opening range low. Like, this is the 15-minute opening range low here. This is the opening range high. The 60-minute initial and 15-minute is the same thing because we just dumped straight from the open. Is ES breaking above yesterday's high? What was yesterday's high? Oh, yeah. It's even above previous day high. That was at, what? Somewhere around here, like 313. I know ES and NQ have not been the same at all, so I'm not counting on NQ following, but dang. Let's just say it did, because that would be fun. Go back up to the initial balance high. 150 point trade. Let's go. Let's put those good vibes out there, you guys. Come on, let's go. It looks like it wants to. It wants to break higher. Just thinking about it. Time to go tell my menopausal wife to not fast. Oh, yeah. She can hop on here and come talk to me about nutrition anytime. That's my background. I worked with 50 and 60-year-old women for a long time, helping them lose weight. All right, let's see what the 5-minute looks like. Looks like it's consolidating to make a big move somewhere. We're going to get some continuation at some point. What's my biggest tip on the 50 and 60-year-olds asking for a friend? Graham, I hope you're right that NQ is just behind. But I don't know. That just stopped me out right there. Oh, man. D, I'm not ignoring you. I'll get to your question. I'm just trying to figure out what this is going to do. I still feel like longs are the play. It's just a matter of how much further it's going to go down before it continues up. So here is anchored VWAP from the low. Ooh, I wish I had that anchored. It bounced perfectly from there. G-Man, what do you think? You're my AVWAP friend. It's price pinching between these two. It's price pinching between the low of the day and the New York anchored VWAP. Which way is it gonna go? I'm still thinking up, but I don't want to enter too early. Oh, G-Man, you think lower. I think higher. I'll arm wrestle you. Who's gonna win? We could also break down back to the initial balance low and get a little failed auction too. That's a good scenario, guys. If we break below this low of day anchor VWAP, we come grab that liquidity at 900 and then break back up. I could see that happening too. Little failed action. If we break below this VWAP, could be going for shorts. All right. I didn't wait for the candle closure, but I did go short. I'm just going to target the bottom of the range. We did get a 1 minute candle closure below. Let's see if we get some continuation back down to initial balance low. $9.43. Are we gonna go lower? It's also holding above that value area low, so might not. Could be a little fake out. Could be wrong. Definitely got a decent bounce. Stop loss honestly should be a little bit higher. I just don't like letting it go back that high. Another break even. Are you trailing your stop loss too tight? Or like, what are you doing, Sasmit? Do you find that after your stop loss is hit, is it continuing in the direction of your trade? Like, were you right? You just had your stop loss too tight, or what? Or would you have lost so it's good to hit break even? Or did you have a large amount of unrealized profits and maybe your TP was too big and you should have taken profit? I guess it depends on what the scenario was. All right, well, That was a little fake out bounce. Got stopped out on that one. Or possibly have my stop loss in the wrong spot. "99% of the time, if I wouldn't go break even, I would have lost." Okay, then you should be happy with break even. Break even is a whole lot better than red. You should be happy with that. Well, now I'm annoyed because this looks like it might continue lower, and I just barely got wicked out on my stop loss. If this ends up going down, oh man. Still kind of chopping around between these two VWAPs. I thought we were breaking lower. I still feel like we could just should have put my stop loss a little bit higher. I'm going to anticipate it. Smaller position size. But I do think we're going lower. 955. Again, you guys, I'm trading a challenge account, so definitely more aggressive than my funded accounts. So I don't normally trade this much and this aggressive. Just letting you guys know, I'm not that bad of a trader. I usually don't let my accounts go to negative 800 and then keep trading. But Top Step wasn't letting me log into my XFAs today, so I was like, all right, I have some free challenges, let's do it. I could feel myself being a little bit annoyed and frustrated about trading this morning, so I didn't want to trade my funded accounts because I would probably be doing this on a funded account. So now I'm just having some fun. I'll turn it off here in a little bit and calm myself down. We'll do a giveaway here in a little bit. You hate it when it stays between? Yeah, well, I hate it when it fakes out and then goes back up. That's what messes me up. I have 5 XFAs. I have the max amount. Do I have 600? I wasn't even watching. Let me refresh my screen. Let me see. Let me see. Yes! You guys saw it live. I feel like I need a little like confetti gun to like spray confetti all over my office. Awesome. Now, the question is, was that like a real subscriber, or was that one of you guys who found your 10-year-old and logged in on their account? Is it one of those? Ah, good times, good times. We're still at 28 likes, you guys. I was planning on doing the account giveaway if we can make it to 40. What do you think? Has everyone here liked already? Oh my goodness. It still counts. Shows me as it does. It still counts. It's gonna go grab my stop loss. There it is. Well, now it's starting to break above that New York anchor VWAP. I should have just stuck with my original strategy. I still feel like it's gonna continue higher. And you know what? F it. This is I've never done this on stream before. I'm just like YOLO back and forth. This is kind of fun. I don't feel like I'm tilting. I'm not doing this out of aggression. I just feel like this idea of going long actually was my original strategy. I just got wicked out on my stop loss there. But if I had kept my stop at the original position, then the idea is still valid. You guys are getting some fun entertainment out of this. I'm laughing at myself here. Dude, I'm gonna make it, you guys. I'm gonna at least get back to green today, even if it's like $10 green. You watch it. I'm gonna post this account at the end of the day. I'm gonna post my P&L. Right now I'm at negative 924. I'm gonna get it back. And not because I'm like revenge trading, but because I got this. I really feel like this is gonna go back up to the initial balance high. I'm gonna put my target in. It's gonna get up there. 1200. I'm gonna finish with $300 in the green. Let's go. Okay, this is a scientific fact, you guys. It's been proven. There's data to back this up. That if you go like the stream, then it's gonna go up to 2388. It's gonna hit my target. It's a real thing. I promise you. So go hit that like button, you guys. We got to get to 40. Oh, you got to have a link to the study. Let me see if I can find it. 34 likes. 6 more likes. If we get 6 more likes, I'm going to give away a 50K Top 1 Futures account. And I'm going to hit my profit target, you guys. That's what's going to happen. I'm calling it right here. Recorded on stream. I'm calling it. We got to get a link to the research paper. Hold on, let me go get ChatGTP to write me up a fake study real quick, and then I'll give you the link to the paper. Hold on. Be right back. 984.6. That's where I entered. So I'm going to let you guys know what the thought process going through my head right now. And you guys are going to laugh at me. I journal every single one of my trades. Like, I should show you guys my journal entries at some point to like show you the detail that I put into it. But what I do for every single trade is I get this call out button right here and I like make notes about like why I entered, and like this was a 15-minute opening range breakout, it was above VWAP. Like, I type out full on notes for every single trade, and then I screenshot it and put it in my TradeZilla for every trade. So what I'm thinking about right now is I got a lot of work to do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades that I have to write notes for and screenshot. Not today though, right? No, I'm gonna do it today. I really am. And then pre-market every day, I journal like my emotions about how I'm feeling, and like, am I tired? Do I feel rushed? Do I feel patient or confident or like nervous because yesterday was a big red day and now I'm trading scared? Like, I write down all those emotions. And I've started to become aware of like the correlations between what emotions I'm feeling and how my trading day is. So today, that's actually why I'm trading challenge accounts, because I knew I was feeling really frustrated this morning about my top step accounts not working and whatever. Like, I'm over that now. But yeah, it's pretty, I feel like that's been a big breakthrough for me, is knowing how to like read my emotions and how that affects my trading. Like, if I'm annoyed with one of my kids, or I was like rushing out the door and behind schedule on something, like those are kind of things that I have to really like calm myself down and settle myself, because I bring that into my trading and then I feel rushed and anxious, and that's not a good way to trade. You're going to call your market maker uncle and tell him to run price up? Let's go. Sazmit's going to call his rich uncle, tell him to buy a whole bunch of NQ. Go throw some contracts on. All right, where are we at on likes, you guys? 40! 601 subscribers and 40 likes. Let's go. All right, so we're breaking above VWAP. Not super convincingly though. We're still in a spot where we could reject. The 5-minute candle closed above, but for like a convincing reversal, if you want to call it that, I usually wait for a 15-minute closure above, and hey, it did. But I'd like to see some continuation to like really feel good about this continuing higher. Either way though, I'm in it. Kind of chopping around VWAP for now. Let's see if it goes up. All right, let me get this form link ready, and I'll send it out to you guys and give you a chance to start filling it out for the giveaway. All right, you guys, there's the Google form. You can start filling that out. It's just asking for your name, your YouTube screen name, and then your email address. And don't worry, I'm not going to spam you guys. So put in a valid email, because that's where, if you are the winner, if I draw your name, then that's where I'll have Top 1 Futures send the account. So, oh, it's not made public. Hold on. Hold, please. It should work now. Try it, you guys. Yeah, this form is for the giveaway. So I'm going to add all of your guys' names to a drawing. And whoever wins, I'll have Top 1 Futures email it to you. So just fill that out. I'll give you guys 5-10 minutes. We'll do it in a little while. G-Man, are you still here? I am doing the duck race. That's why I was asking if you were still here. I got Joey to send me the link to the one that he used. Yassine, welcome. I've never used this duck race website. I've just seen other people use it. So let me get logged in and figure out how to add names to the list. If you guys haven't seen the duck race before, it's fun. Another trader that I follow does the duck race. It's good times, good times. If you guys just hopped in or you missed me talking about it earlier, click on that Google form link in the chat. Fill that out, enter your name, email, and I'll do a draw in here in, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, a little less than 10 minutes. The trader that for the duck race, Joey Morgan. I think I've seen Luna maybe has done it. He didn't do a duck race. He did an emoji race. So there's lots of different giveaway options. The giveaway is for a 50K Top 1 Futures account. So whoever wins, I'm going to give you an option. You can do the 50K Elite Challenge account, which is like standard 3K target, end of day drawdown, like 1 day to pass. Or you can do their pro account, where it's a 50K pro sim funded account. And it's intraday drawdown, but it's straight to funded. Like if you pass their challenge rule, not challenge, but if you qualify, you can go straight to payouts. So Whoever wins, I'll give you the choice. Well, we're still kind of chopping around this VWAP. Definitely looks like we're going to get some continuation higher, you guys. But that could just be my bias looking at it because I'm in a long and I'm hoping that it goes higher. But I could be wrong. Bookmap has a lot of orders higher. I mean, they also have some lower. Like there's still 100 orders sitting down at 22,900. So it could just dump back to initial balance low. But if it continues higher, there's a pretty good amount of orders sitting up near initial balance high and higher. From like 23.75 to 23.125 is where they're sitting. So, I mean, this could go all the way up to previous day high. Possibly. We'll see. Krista, can you say how it felt with your first ever payout? I think I was excited, but I was keeping my emotions in check. I was excited because it felt real. That for a while you're just playing with Monopoly money and it's all just numbers on a computer screen until you actually see it deposited into your bank account. So that was pretty cool to see that it's real. It made it feel more real for sure. But I was also trying to stay level-headed and remind myself that there's still work to be done, So I think I let myself feel the excitement, but also just kept myself grounded. Accomplishment or just another day? A little bit of both. Yeah. Felt accomplished, but didn't let it get to my head. I wasn't all of a sudden like, I'm the best trader in the world. I just made $3,000. No. I was like, all right, back to the grind. Let's do it again. All right, we got 19 responses so far. I'll give you guys, 3 or 4 more minutes. If you haven't already, go fill out that form in the chat, the Google form. I'm doing a 50K account, Top 1 Futures account giveaway. So enter your name, email, all that stuff that's on there, and I'll put your name in the duck race. So many ups and downs that once that happens, I don't expect to feel much. Yeah, I think another reason I was able to stay level-headed about it, oops, that's the duck race. That's not the right link. Hold on, let me grab it again. That's funny. Now you guys can see what duck race I'm gonna use. There's the right form. I think another reason I was able to stay level-headed about it, B Frosty, is the first payout that I took. The first payout that I took was really just payback for all the challenges and accounts that I had paid for. So it's not like it was money where I was like, woohoo, let's go shopping or let's pay for a vacation. I was kind of just like, all right, well, got my money back. Now we're at break even. I got one more response. We're at 20. We have 30 people in the chat, so I'll give you guys a couple more seconds. If you haven't already, you can go fill out that giveaway form. Links in the chat. I'm going to do a Top 1 Futures 50K account giveaway here in a little bit. Even if you don't want the account giveaway, you want your name on the duck race. Because this is fun. If you have not experienced a duck race, you're going to want to stick around for this. I promise you. We got 42 likes, you guys. 42 is my favorite number. That was my jersey number in basketball through high school and college. So that's my number. I'll do the giveaway here in about 2 minutes. I'll do it here on stream. All right, you guys. We're holding above VWAP. We're getting some continuation. Let's go. All right, so I have my target set here at initial balance high. That's going to put me in the green for the day. We're going to get there. It's going to happen. I feel it. I'm putting my stop loss at least to break even because, not just because I want to go to break even, but we did have a nice little pullback and VWAP is sitting right around like 992. So if we start to break below that, then I don't think we're going to continue the trend. So that'll be a good stop loss point. Another thing I'm going to do just to be crazy, I know this is a greedy thing to do normally. Again, I'm trading this differently because this is a challenge account, not a funded account. But I'm going to put my ultimate target up at right below previous day high, which was right around here at like 106, 111, 110 was previous day high. So I'll put my home run target there. I'm going to take half of my position off at initial balance high. If we get up there. We might not, but we might. Let's see. In despair, any profits for the day? No, I'm trading a challenge account today, so I've been a little more aggressive than normal, just kind of having fun with it. But if this continues all the way back up to the opening range high, I'm going to turn this negative $925 into like a positive $300. Let's go. I did trade my my funded account last night during the Asia session, so I did make $800 in that one. So yeah, I'm green in my real accounts. That's why you chose that when Joey did the giveaway? Oh, you have a good memory that you remembered my number. But yeah, that's my favorite number. 42 is my favorite number. Give me a duck faster than Bee Frosty. All right, I'll go scouting out the ducks and see which one's faster. I'll put your name on it, Sasnet. All right, guys, last call. 1 minute. 1 minute, and I'll do the giveaway. Go click on that Google form, enter your name, email, etc. And I'll add your name to the duck race. And again, I know I said it before, but people are always worried about putting their valid email. I'm not going to spam you. This is just for if you actually do get drawn, if your name gets drawn, I need an email for Top 1 Futures to actually be able to email you your account. So give me a good email address. 30 seconds. We're coming up to that 15-minute opening range low, which could be a spot for resistance, because that's kind of where we chopped around and held on to for a while at the open before we ended up continuing lower. So we'll see if we can push past that. Honestly, once we break back above the 15-minute opening range low, there's not a ton of resistance, because that opening candle was just straight down. So we could just reverse it straight back up. I'm not going to spam you famous last words. Come on. I've done these giveaways for like 3 or 4 weeks now, so I have all y'all's email addresses, like if I wanted to go back into my Google Forms. I haven't sent a single email. Thomas, no, I'm not doing a pick a number. I'm doing a duck race. I'm going to get it ready right now. You can spam me with free accounts all day long. Okay. I'll get right on that. All right. Last call, you guys. Form's closed. Form is closed. Let's get this duck race ready. All right, I have everyone's name put in. Move it over here. How long do we want this duck race to go on for? You can do a duck race for hours? Oh my goodness. There we go. Minute 30. Let's do that. You guys want to do it for an hour? That would be a long duck race. 20 seconds? No. Your duck needs to have some stamina. Are you guys ready? Everybody ready? I hope that's a minute 30 seconds. Yeah. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go! And we're off. Oh, Thomas and D getting a fast lead. Somebody's going to end up coming from behind. It's always the slow and steady person that wins. I like how Summer has a little helmet on. And there's Martin with his sunglasses just chilling. Nico's like an old lady duck. Oh. I've never really noticed the costumes for the characters before. Come on! We got the neon green duck coming out front. And then there's one that looks like a strawberry. Donna looks like a strawberry. Oh, Pips! Is Pips gonna hold on? 10 seconds left. Oh no! Ola Marius is coming from behind. Oh! Good race. That was fun, guys. Now, Ole Marius, are you in the chat still? Are you here? Yeah, that was quite a from behind, like, sprint to the finish, man. Ole Marius. Who is that? What's your YouTube name? Are you here? Oh, okay. In despair. That's you. Cool. All right. So, in despair, do you know are you familiar with Top One Futures? And do you know the difference between the two accounts? The Pro Sim Funded and the 50K Elite Challenge? Are you familiar with the two? My duck better be ready to be converted into a nice steak. Duck is actually really good. It's like really moist chicken. Okay, so basically, I'll give you the short version of it. The Pro Sim Funded it has an intraday drawdown, so it's a little bit harder to trade, but it's straight to funded. So like after a certain amount of trading days, if you hit their like consistency rule and stuff, then you can get payouts. So you can qualify for payouts faster if you're comfortable with intraday drawdown. The Elite Challenge is like a standard 50K challenge where you have a $3,000 profit target, 1 day to pass as soon as you pass, and then once you pass, then you go to the sim funded stage. So you can choose either one of those. If you're comfortable with intraday, do the Pro Sim Funded. If you prefer end of day, I would do the Elite Challenge. You can choose though. Let me know which one you want, and then I'll have Top One Futures email it over to you. Your daughter asked where her duck was. She wants to see it again. Let me go back. Your daughter was watching? That's funny. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. Where do I go? There's my duck race. Okay. Can I see the names? What if I hit race again? I don't know where I can see my name list. Yeah, I'm not sure how to go back to the name list. Oh, edit list. So these are all the names that I had on there. I'll scroll through it slowly. I copied everyone's names from the Google form. So hopefully she was on there. But yeah, I feel ya. Once they're all in that line, like they're lined up at the starting race, it's hard to see everyone's name. Good times though. That was fun, you guys. Awesome. Yassine, hope to see you back. B Frosty, your duck was lazy? I know, I didn't see you like at the starting line or towards the front at all. I guess your duck thought it was just a lazy swim day. Didn't know you were racing. Okay, cool. I'll message Top One Futures in despair and get that sent over to you. They're usually pretty quick. You might have it in your email today. If you don't see it by like tomorrow, let me know. You can find me on Instagram if you're on IG at fitmom_trader. You can come follow me there if you need to reach me, or just comment on my YouTube and I'll get back to you. Either way, you know where to find me. No, you don't need to have an account with them already. They can set you up with it. Oh, Wick for stops. You missed it. We just did it. We finished our duck race. It was so fun. D, are you still here in the chat, D? I just realized I never answered your question. I did the giveaway and the duck race and all kinds of unimportant stuff, and you had a question for me and I didn't answer you. I hope you're still here. Okay. So your original question, I think, was like, what are your top 1 or 2 tips for a 50 or 60-year-old to lose weight? So this is a generalization since I don't know you and your situation. But in general, move more, which does not mean like crazy intense exercise. In fact, you probably should not do like high intensity interval training, CrossFit, like that kind of stuff is not necessarily great, assuming your cortisol levels are high, which again, this is a generalization. Do more, don't even do cardio, like walking every day is good, like 30 minutes to an hour, get a good amount of steps, 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, and strength training. Those are the 2 best things to do in terms of workout. And like typical strength training, like, you know, arms and or back and bis, chest and tri, legs, abs, like do different splits 3 to 4 times a week. So that's the first thing, is just move more. And then in terms of calories, focus on protein. Most women don't eat enough protein, so get a good amount of protein at every meal when you eat. That's gonna, 1, help you maintain muscle mass that you're losing as you get older. And it also helps with cravings and makes you feel full longer. So there's lots of good reasons to eat protein. But that's the main thing. I mean, I could go into like a whole hour discussion on it, but just move more and eat more protein and watch your calories in general. But if you focus on protein, that helps with calorie restriction just because you feel more full. Like imagine a plate with like chicken breast. If you eat, 4 to 6 ounces of chicken, you're going to be too full to get a second serving of mashed potatoes or rice or whatever. So prioritize protein for sure. Move more and eat less carbs. Not necessarily true for menopausal women, actually. Cut out like sugary, like, I don't want to say bad carbs, but like alcohol and sweets and sugar carbs. Yeah, you want to watch out for those. But definitely I don't recommend keto. You do need some carbs. but they need to be good carbs, like a decent helping of rice or sweet potatoes or things like that. You want to be mindful of carbs though, just because they're easy to overeat. Like I gave that example of mashed potatoes. It's really easy to eat extra mashed potatoes. So be careful with your portions, but don't cut them out completely. And then, yeah, strength train. I agree with that. Don't be afraid to lift heavy weights. If you normally grab the 5-pound dumbbells at the gym, go heavier. Focus on getting stronger. Back day is going to be fun. Hope it's a good session. Are you talking about at the gym? It's back day at the gym. You have your first week back in the gym after a 9-week break. Oh my gosh, 9 weeks off. That's a long time. First week back, you're probably pretty sore. I usually work out at 5 a.m. just because that's the easiest time when kids' activities and stuff don't get in the way. So I did heavy deadlifts this morning. My back is starting to feel sore. On heavy deadlift days, when I sit for a long time, my lower back just starts to cramp. It's like I need to stand up and stretch a little bit. Oh, Graham, I'm a big fan of alerts. I like setting alerts. Because I don't want to have to sit in front of my screen for 6 hours, 8 hours. But if I still want to be able to, like, hit a trade, then I want to know when it hits my levels. So, like, if I wasn't in this trade right now, what I would probably do is set an alert at, like, in this today's example, I would set one maybe at this previous low, like value area low or initial balance low, because if it comes back down there, I would be interested. Or I would set an alert up here at, like, initial balance high, because there's a chance that if it comes all the way back up there, then we could short from that level. Or if it comes all the way back down here, we could long from that level. But I don't want to sit here for the next 3 hours and watch it. So I'm a big fan of alerts so that I can get away from my screen. Well, in despair, good job getting back into the gym. Graham, would I set entries? No, I definitely don't. I'm not a limit order trader typically anyway. So what I do is I just set alerts, like here on TradingView, and I have it set up so that I get a notification on my phone when the alert goes off. So I can be like prepping dinner or hanging out with my kids or whatever, and I'll get an alert on my phone. And that just gives me an indication to go back to my computer and check and see what's going on. Because the way I trade anyway is I wait for a reaction at the level. Like if we come up to initial balance high, I'm not going to immediately enter a short as soon as it hits 23.90. But if it starts to like break below and kind of chop around and then we get strong selling pressure, then I would enter a short. So I would wait for a reaction personally. That's how I trade though. So I just set the alert as like a reminder to come look at my computer screen. and then see if I want to take a trade. All right, guys. I have to go pick up my kids. They're at a day camp, so I need to leave here in a couple minutes. But I'm going to leave my trade on and manage it from afar. I do have my stop loss set in profit. Hopefully it doesn't come down and hit that, but it kind of looks like it will. But we'll see how it goes. It's still sitting above VWAP. Wish me luck, y'all. I had fun trading with you guys today. Hopefully everyone is green. If you trade, continue trading, trade safe. The duck race was fun too. All right, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later.